So it looked like DiJonai Carrington just got booted from the Dallas Wings.
DiJonai, your game was stinking in the mud, and the Dallas Wings wanted nothing to do with you going forward.
She thought she could get away with targeting Caitlin Clark. But what happened next shocked the entire WNBA world. What do you call a player so chaotic? Even the referees needed backup. Meet DiJonai Carrington. The Storm Dallas just couldn't weather any longer. The Wings have finally parted ways with their most controversial player, and honestly, no one surprised. This is the same woman who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye during the playoffs. The same player who took out her own teammate, Paige Buchers, in an attempt to go after Jessica Shepard, and in Chicago, she stirred up so much mayhem. Officials had to call in security during the game for flagrant fouls in one season. That's not just aggressive, that's a pattern, a message, and Dallas, they heard it loud and clear. If you've seen enough, say it loud. Fire Carrington. This league deserves better.
DiJonai Carrington couldn't keep her hands clean either. Would stand out of headlines on the internet. She was always in headlines, punching players in the eye. And then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. For her to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her.
Before we get into how DiJonai Carrington got the boot from Dallas, we've got to rewind and ask the question everyone's been thinking. What pushed the Wings to finally say enough's enough? Because here's the truth, there's a fine line between being a gritty defender and being a danger on the court. And for Carrington, that line wasn't just crossed, it was erased, her highlight reel. It reads less like a collection of great plays and more like a running list of injuries. It all started with the moment that lit up every headline. That now infamous eye poke to Caitlin Clark during the 2024 playoffs. One swing, one black eye. And suddenly, the entire basketball world was staring in disbelief, asking the same thing. Did that really just happen?
DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai.
Picture this. It's the first round of the playoffs. Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever. The crowd is electric, tension thick in the air. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom, goes up for one of her signature shots. Smooth, fearless, the kind of moment fans came to see. Then, bam! DiJonai Carrington steps in to defend, but what happens next isn't just defense. It's something else entirely. Her hand doesn't just contest the shot. It lands squarely across Clark's face, zeroing in on the eyes. The contact is sharp, jarring. Clark's head snaps back. Her hand flies to her face, and the pain, immediate, real. The arena gasps, replays loop, and just like that, the playoffs have a new storyline, a black eye, both literal and symbolic, on what had been a dream season for the league's brightest rising star.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
But here's the part most people never saw coming. After the dust settled from that brutal play, the real story started to unfold, and it said everything about Carrington. While Clark was left picking up the pieces, nursing the hits and the hurt, Carrington, she didn't flinch. No apology, no hesitation, not even a flicker of regret. If anything, she leaned into it. Like the chaos wasn't just part of her game, it was the plan all along.
Went and kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
Fast forward to June 4th. Under the bright lights and rising tension against the Seattle Storm, and suddenly, it's deja vu. Skylar Diggins is sprinting down the court, eyes locked on the basket, chasing a moment, but just as she takes flight for the layup, here comes Carrington, and instead of a clean, competitive challenge, she goes high, too high. Her arm crashes into Diggins' head, and just like that, the game shifts. The whistle blows, a flagrant foul, no debate, no gray area. This wasn't a hustle play gone wrong. This felt personal, like a message aimed straight at another star.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Directions of games. There's your tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
By now, fans and analysts were starting to connect the dots. This wasn't just one bad play, or even two. It was a pattern. The same high hits, the same reckless contact, and always, it seemed, aimed at the league's brightest stars. 1. Fans' words cut through the noise, summing up what so many were thinking. That's not physicality. That's a trash play from a dirty player who doesn't belong on the court. The outrage didn't simmer, it surged, and with each new incident, the chorus grew louder. This wasn't just aggression, it was something far uglier.
And there's Skylar on the floor. At first glance, this might not look too bad, but when we get some different angles of it, you just see how this is clearly, definitely, 100% not a basketball play. Let's take a look. We got DiJonai.
Signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
DiJonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
With each new incident, the stakes rose, and so did the backlash. The hit on Clark became more than just a moment. It became the lens through which every Carrington foul was seen, a blueprint. Aggressive, reckless, always zeroing in on the league's headline names. Sometimes it was a veteran like Diggins. Other times a rising phenom like Clark, but the playbook didn't change. Go high, go hard. Create chaos. The collisions weren't just physical anymore, they were symbolic. And as the list of questionable plays grew, it outpaced any defense Dallas could mount. What was once just concerning was starting to feel deliberate.
DiJonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, DiJonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash.
Most players, even the toughest ones, carry a line they won't cross. They worry about going too far, about hurting someone in a way that has nothing to do with the game. But Carrington, on May 21st against the Minnesota Lynx, she crossed that line, and then some, in a reckless attempt to deliver yet another punishing blow. She didn't just go after the opponent, she took out her own teammate in the process. That play wasn't just a misstep. It was a snapshot of everything that's gone wrong with Carrington's approach. A player so locked in on destruction, she couldn't see the damage exploding in her own locker room.
Ball's being pushed down court. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, this will be a better angle of it. I think we'll be able to see how hard the foul is right here. That's a hard foul, and she does get her in the face when she's coming down.
And then it happens again. Another eye poke, this time aimed at Jessica Shepard. But somehow, in the chaos she creates, Carrington manages to injure her own teammate, Paige Buchers. Just picture it. Shepard rises for the shot, calm and composed. Then, out of nowhere, Carrington comes crashing in with the same reckless energy we've seen before. But there's no clean contest, no control. Just a flailing arm connecting squarely with Shepard's face, and friendly fire in the aftermath. The officials didn't hesitate. Flagrant foul, because by now, the intent was impossible to ignore. This wasn't just aggressive defense, this was dangerous, plain and simple.
Basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really...
The basketball play.
Yeah, it is. And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
But the chaos didn't end with the foul. In that same wild, uncontrolled moment, Carrington's recklessness put Paige Buchers, her own teammate, in danger. One play, 2 bodies affected, and only 1 person responsible. It made you stop and think, how does a single player create this much destruction in just a few seconds? You'd have to be completely out of control, more focused on harm than the game itself, to leave that kind of wreckage behind. And it didn't go unnoticed. Tensions quietly rose in the Wings locker room. Players started to ask the question no one wants to ask. Is it even safe to share the floor with her when you're looking over your shoulder in practice, unsure if your own teammate might be the next reason you go down? That's not just a problem. That's a team on the brink, and Paige wasn't the only one showing signs of frustration. Others were starting to see it too, knowing that with Carrington on the court, anyone could become collateral.
I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah. And then, like, claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing. Like, and people are like, stand on business. She's like trying to laugh at him. I'm like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond, you're Pat Bev. Like, realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And like, look, and I mean this when I say this, it was a dangerous play only for Paige.
The Minnesota Lynx had seen tough basketball before, but nothing like this. As the play unfolded, you could see it in their faces. Disbelief, then disgust. Carrington wasn't just targeting their player's face, she was putting her own teammate in harm's way at the same time. It wasn't grit, it wasn't toughness. It was something else entirely. From the sideline, the Lynx coaching staff could only shake their heads. This wasn't aggressive defense. This was dangerous, uncontrolled, and reckless in a way that went beyond the game. And they weren't the only ones waking up to that truth. Back in Dallas, the realization was starting to set in. This wasn't just a player pushing the edge. This was a liability. Because when your own teammate becomes a threat to safety and chemistry, you're not building a winning culture. You're building something fragile, fractured, an environment where no one feels protected. Not opponents, not teammates, not even the future of the team.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Beckers than anyone else? Because Paige Beckers was the one who was the person who had to break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. Like, that is what, like, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Iriafen viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did it, she walks towards Jessica Shepard and just tries to do the Kiki Iriafen face.
There's a line in basketball, unwritten but understood, and once you start hurting your own teammates, in the process of trying to hurt others, you've crossed it, and at that point, no team, no coach, no locker room can afford to look the other way. This wasn't about physicality anymore. It wasn't about playing tough. It was about a style of play so toxic, it started poisoning everything around it. Officials began to catch on. You could see the shift, the way they watched Carrington more closely, blew the whistle faster, knowing they weren't just managing a game. They were managing her. Because when was the last time you saw referees call security on a player during a game? That's not basketball. That's a breakdown. And that's exactly what happened during the Chicago Sky game, the moment where Carrington's on-court chaos hit its peak. A player so out of control that the officials didn't just eject her. They protected themselves from her. Welcome to the Dane Carrington experience. Not a competitor, not a spark plug, a warning sign.
WNBA player who tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out. Zach Dean over at Outkick, hilarious. They tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out, has security called on her by ref. That's right. The referee had to call security on DiJonai Carrington. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, hell, who wants to catch a stray eye gouge, a scoopage of the eyeball out, watching your eyeball roll across the floor because somebody's mad at one of your calls?
Picture it. May 30th, 2025. The Dallas Wings have just fallen short against the Chicago Sky. 97-92. The scoreboard says one thing, but the energy in that locker room and on the court tells a different story. Tensions are already simmering, but what happened next would shake the league. During the post-game conversation, something between Carrington and referee Roy Golbian ignited, so fast, so intense, that Golbian made a decision no official in WNBA history had ever made before. The details of that exchange remain tightly guarded, but the aftermath speaks volumes. Here was a seasoned referee, someone trained to stay calm in the face of players' frustrations, suddenly feeling so threatened that he called for security. This wasn't about a heated debate over a call. This was something darker. Carrington had pushed the atmosphere into a place so hostile, so charged, that it forced a line no one ever expected to be crossed. Security was needed in the middle of a basketball arena. And just like that, the story of Dane Carrington's spiraling chaos reached a new, unforgettable chapter.
This out right here. Yeah, you see this guy right here? Right in this Gentile area. Let me just, you see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here. All right? Now, Cheryl Swoops wants this referee fired. She wants him fired. Look, he felt something. He felt something was amiss. Of course, Cheryl Swoops is defending DiJonai.